you know, raising their hand and stuff like that and wanting to talk. So
yeah.
but I got you.
Awesome. Okay. I think we are live now. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I'm going to go into the chat box myself right now. And okay. So now you can join the meeting on um, Zoom and come in here with us if you would like. So I'm Dante, and I channel the Pleiadian Council. They're an interdimensional consciousness or spirit guide that is supporting our planet's evolution and supports us in our questions. I do one-to-one sessions where we can go a whole lot deeper, and you can ask questions you might not want to share in the live public space of this session. And as well, they do body scans and personal healing sessions where we can really take a look at what's going on in your physical, emotional, spiritual energy bodies and move some of those things. So if you're interested, DanteStarshine.com has all the information on that. In this space here, we take the live questions that people ask, and we prioritize questions that come in to Zoom and are spoken aloud with audio. If you hop on video, that's exciting, that's great that we can see you. If you don't feel comfortable being on video, then you don't have to be on video, but it's encouraged and welcome. And the questions that are spoken in audio are prioritized over the written questions, but we will get to as many of the written questions that we can once everybody has had the chance to ask their first question in the audio. And the first question we ask to be 5 minutes ish. Um, that's a rule. That's a guideline, not a rule, because sometimes when the questions are really benefiting the whole group, it's understandable that maybe you'll ask more questions. So these are done on a weekly basis, and we're going with Wednesdays, and maybe once a month we're going to have it at a later time so that people who are working in the day in the US or who live in places like Australia or Asia can also join. And we did that last week, and that was a good success. So if you're watching, feel free to drop a comment as to what time you prefer, as that gives me an idea. Maybe there's a time that I don't know of that can be great to go with. So, oh, oops, I didn't quite. And I just wanted to let everybody know about the website and what you can find there. Website's taking a second to load, apparently. But I turned Wi-Fi on. Now everybody's seeing. Okay, there's no Wi-Fi now. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, okay, this isn't working, and I'm not going to waste time with it now, but there's that website, DanteStarshine.com. You can trust that it does exist, and you can go there. And there you can find on the front first page the email list where you can put in your email. And when you sign up for the email list, you'll get notified whenever these sessions are happening and about other offers that are taking place on my website and other things like these streams. And as well, you can find information about the channeling, personal channeling sessions and the channeling and intuitive healing course that launches once a year that guides us into how to channel ourselves and how to use channeling and our intuitive healing skills to support other people in their awakening and healing journey. It's a really deep program. It really goes very deep into our personal transformation and shows a lot of areas where we can grow and expand. And as we do, it's opening this big healing connection for each person in the group. And there's a wonderful sense of community that usually comes with it too. So check that out. And if you want to support these sessions that happen every week, totally free. And you can do that by sending a donation, and all of the information on doing that is on the contact/book a session page. You can find that there. There's paid payment options and a Stripe link. And as well on that page, you can go to Calendly to book a session. That's the easiest way to book it, where we can coordinate time zones without looking back and forth. What time is it where you're at? What time is it where I'm at? Works easily. Okay, so that's everything I need to say. Please make sure that when you're not speaking that you mute yourself. It makes things a lot easier for everybody in the space. And I hope you enjoyed the session. Hello, and we say a fantastic day to all of you at this moment of your time. We are the Pleiadian Council, and we thank you for allowing this connection to take place and this transmission to be shared with you. It is a gift, it is a blessing, it's an honor to be able to co-create with your reality. So we thank you. And we open the space today with our message about discovering mutual excitement. We have shared with you the formula for your own personal and spiritual growth and development. And it brings you both the power of riding on the highest frequency energies possible and connecting with source consciousness, as well as bringing yourself into a healing state in which your body aligns and unwinds from the negative beliefs that you've developed. It also allows you to manifest that which you are seeking. It is as simple as acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with zero insistence on a particular outcome. This excitement can also be described as love, passion, joy, bliss. There are so many languages in your world with so many other ways of describing it. These words point to the energy, but this energy cannot ultimately be defined. It is the energy of the heart, and you come to know this energy as a guiding force of powerful sensations and feelings that come to life within your chest and motivate your body to take inspired action. This energy is the force of awakening, and it is the force that connects you with other souls who share your interests and will be your allies on this journey. And that is what we want to discuss most about this frequency of excitement today, is that the more people come together sharing their passion and their excitement and their love together, the more powerful this force becomes. And in order to have the highest potential experience of this excitement, it can be wise to ask yourself, how can I be a person that excites other people more? What can I do for others that excites them more? And it isn't ultimately that complex in the sense that when you yourself are radiating that powerful energy of passion, you put yourself in the highest potential frequency that you can be in. And this attracts other people who vibrate at that same frequency. And it also brings those around you to resonate with this higher frequency energy. Though you can deepen into this even more by noticing that to raise your frequency into these heights of passion meant that you prioritized what was interesting to you, that you prioritized what you preferred, that you opened yourself up to all of the possibilities and let your heart's intuition dial in on the one greatest possibility that amplified this energy of excitement. And you can be aware of how all of these factors play in for the other people in your life as well. When you share space with other people, you can come to wonder, how can I make this more exciting for them? How can I come to consider what their passions, what their interests are? And by finding the areas and the activities that you share as mutually exciting, you will be able to help everyone involved raise into higher frequencies of love. And this is very helpful when you consider what to do with your life and your time. To raise your frequency into excitement on its own is very helpful. It allows you to be in a balanced state. Though when you find the things that you're excited about, that other people are just as excited about, that is pointing out that that area is your true highest excitement. Many things are exciting, but remember that in this formula, we discussed your highest excitement, not just anything that is exciting. What is the utmost high excitement, passion, love, and bliss? When other people around you reinforce this energy by being just as excited as you are, you yourself become more capable of diving further into the energy of excitement. When the other people around you applaud your excitement and they are drawn into that energy with you, you yourself go far deeper into this energy of excitement. And this is why it is very important that you discover the gifts, the interests, the ideas that elicit the greatest passion from the other people around you. And nonetheless, it still holds true that it has to be uniquely exciting to you. You can't simply find something that excites other people and vicariously experience their excitement. That is why we discuss this as mutual excitement. The first level is to discover how it is uniquely exciting to you. And then this excitement expands by discovering how you can make that more exciting to others. How can other people experience more passion and joy from what you're sharing with the world? This is leading you into a great discovery of true interdependence, that you live in an interconnected world, as above, so below. Everything is here and now, and everything is one. So the energy that you put out comes back to you, and what you share with other people returns onto you. You all depend on the living world around you to sustain your needs. And yet you are so often taught this illusionary idea of independence. you are taught this illusionary idea that you as a self are totally responsible for your own life. Yet, who grows your food? Who brings it to you? Who paves your roads and who builds your cars, and so on and so forth? It requires a vast array of other people to make your society work. And instead, you've come to live in such isolated ways that you can sometimes forget this in the flow of your day-to-day life that is often very distracting. Though it's coming to remember the sacredness of the interconnected web of life, and that you truly do depend on so many other people for your well-being, that you come to understand that your truest passion is in participating in the interconnected web of life. And some people misinterpret the idea of my excitement and think it is just about themselves, but it is not just about you as an individual and isolated being. It is about you as part of the living one. Remember the first, or remember one of the most important of the laws of existence, that all is one and the one is an all. You are the all, the one source experiencing itself through the illusionary lens of an individual. And your greatest potential for liberation is in seeing beyond the illusion of the individual and participating in the interconnected web of life. Your excitement connects you to the interconnected web of life. And therefore, it has to take into consideration what is exciting for others as well. If you don't take that into consideration, what you're doing might be exciting, but it probably is not your highest excitement. We thank you for allowing us to share this message with you at this moment of your time. And now we ask, in which ways can we be of support to you with your questions, comments, inquiries, and musings, beginning whenever you wish.
Yeah, hello, Pleiadians.
Hello,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, we thank you too.
Thank you. Yeah, for your time. I know you don't have time, but I thank you for it.
Well, you
Well,
can thank
first,
the channel for his time.
I have well, two questions, but I won't use more than 5 minutes. The first one is something personal. I don't know. Turns out my stomach doesn't feel comfortable after eating big meals almost every day. Do you sense something working not properly in my body, or is it simply the higher energies?
Are you eating too much?
No, well, I would say that I basically don't eat the whole day because I'm not hungry. I just drink a juice or something, and then when I eat for the afternoon, yeah, well, I'm hungry. Then I would say, yeah, sometimes I eat a little bit and too much, maybe, but it's not
We
that
would
much.
say
Also,
that, well, we would say that you're overburdening your digestive system. You've come to think in terms of your body needing a certain amount of calories and a certain amount of nutrients, but this is a very reductionistic way of thinking, because what your body really needs is energy, and your body needs a sustained level of energy over a period of time. And in order for you to take energy from your food, it has to digest properly. So ancient practices of health, like Ayurveda, prioritize not the nutritional value of the food, but whether or not the food properly digests. Because if the food doesn't properly digest, it becomes toxic and it becomes a poison to the body rather than giving the body energy. And with this understanding, we would suggest that changing your diet so that you eat smaller meals more often rather than eating one large meal or one or two large meals will be very helpful. You often associate being full with having eaten enough, but being full means you have eaten too much. You want to eat just enough that you no longer are hungry, but not too much that you feel heavy or sluggish. Your body should feel as if it could eat more food and that there's still some more space within your stomach, yet you need to be able to let that simply be. To let 1/3 of your stomach be empty after you finish a meal allows your body to digest the food, and to eat more regularly allows your body to have sustained amounts of energy. Ideally, you never become hungry. When you are hungry, that's actually your body saying, I don't have energy. So you need to learn how to eat, even if you're not completely hungry, and stop eating, even if there's more space in your stomach. And this will allow you to get all of the energy you could get from your food without becoming sluggish or tired or building any degree of toxins within you.
Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. The
Oh,
second
thanks,
question I have I'm curious about finding my highest interest, my joy.
Yes.
What if I use some help? I could be, for example, I could use some plant, kava. Is it okay to use some help to let me allow get into this vibration, like
Oh,
joy
absolutely.
vibration?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Plants are allies in accessing certain frequencies. They're teachers of a certain realm of frequency. And the plant kava is one of a heart softening energy that allows you to explore creatively. It allows you to be your true self and communicate your ideas without the hindrance of certain mental patterns that make you control yourself or slow down your train of thought. It allows you to simply flow with your being. So it is a very helpful plant for discovering your authentic self and flowing with your creativity. Yes. And there are many other plants that can help you in different areas. Though your passion is guiding you towards this plant now, so explore that one and be open that yes, plants in general are teachers of frequency, and sometimes plants nourish your body with nutrients, and other plants help your consciousness access certain levels of frequency. And the idea is to not become dependent on the plants to access that level of frequency. You can do this by observing, how do I feel now that I've ingested this plant? What does this feeling give me access to? And then play with using your consciousness to remember that feeling when you're not using the plant. If the kava gives you a sensation of softening and opening in your heart, bring your mind to focus on that feeling when you drink the kava. And then the next day, also remember that feeling. Cultivate that same feeling of softening and opening in your body as a way of starting your day. And this way you can use the plant teachers as tools to gain access to frequencies and bring those frequencies back into your life at will when you need them.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Yes,
I
for great
thank you.
thanks to you as well. Yes.
And okay, I send you much love. Okay.
And one more thing is call upon the energy of volcanoes when you work with this plant, because these plants require the high nutrient density that is possible in tropical environments with volcanic soil. So they have within them this power of immense transformation and new growth that volcanoes represent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much. I send you much
Thanks to you as
love.
well.
And peace.
Oh yes, our unconditional love to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadians.
Hello, welcome, yes.
Thank you for this transmission.
Our thanks to you.
So I have a question about some recent pranayama practicing that I do in the mornings.
All right.
With lately doing Mahamudra, I find myself crying afterwards. And I'm glad it's moving energy. However, can you help me have some insight about where that energy might be coming from or the source of it for some insights so that I can go deeper and focus on that a bit.
The sadness is something that has been compartmentalized for some time. It is a deep sadness that lives within more subconscious parts of you and subconscious parts of your brain. And so when you live a busy life focused on the outer world without these high degrees of energy circulating through your system as facilitated by the pranayama, you don't feel this pain and you're not aware of it. And this pranayama practice activates the full scope of consciousness within you. It uses all of your brain and brings all of those parts online. And therefore, anything that is suppressed comes up to the surface and moves through your body. So this crying is a deep way of releasing that pain. And the means of understanding where it's from is secondary to the primary action of simply feeling it, allowing it, and caring for yourself in a deep way in the process. This alone does much of the emotional healing work. And then you can ask yourself, when was the first time I felt this way? It may guide you to connect with your inner child parts. And you can do some inner child processing to meet these parts of you and to hold space for them and to ask them what they need. The sadness guides you towards deeper levels of connection and a deeper sense of connectivity. So don't judge this process and instead become friends with your sadness, as it is your guide to learning how to connect with others in a deeper way.
Oh, thank you so much for those insights.
Yes.
May I have a follow-up question? It will be quick. It will be quick.
All right.
To the conversation previously with the other young lady, is that about plants and using plants to help us go deeper. And I do connect with cacao very much, and wanted to know what your thought is about microdosing mushrooms, psilocybin, in connection with cacao.
Well, cacao, first of all, you could scientifically call a MAOI inhibitor. And this gives it the power of potentiating other psychoactive substances. And this is all psychoactive substances, from mushrooms to alcohol. It will amplify the effects of what you take with it, for better and for worse. And for mushrooms, this is beneficial, though do note that it makes it more intense. So what is classified as a microdose might become a stronger dose. And for this reason, you may want to consider having a smaller amount should you find that the traditional microdose is too much for you. Mushrooms are the nervous system of your planet in some way. Their mycelium grid that loops across your world is a way for the living ecosystems to communicate and send signals back and forth. And therefore, mushrooms bring to the surface your own brain's connection with the nervous system. Mushrooms activate within you things that might be deeply buried in your body. And mushrooms are as well considered the child archetype of the plant medicine world. Plants like the cacti, San Pedro or Wachuma and peyote, are considered to have a fatherly or grandfatherly energy. Plants like ayahuasca and cacao are considered to have a motherly or grandmotherly energy. And the mushrooms represent the child. And this is an energy of playfulness, which brings about more of a silly quality to using them. Yet at the same time, because the child part is one that has taken on much emotional burden in your world. These plants have a greater ability to connect you with the buried pain. And when you use them with this intention, they become a powerful healing tool of making more space for you to clear away the pain that obstructs the true nature of the archetypal inner child, that is creativity and playfulness. So use them lightly, use them with playfulness, and use them also with that knowing that perhaps things might get stirred up. Cacao contains the energy of heart opening. It activates the heart center so that you can have a greater sense of compassion. Though cacao can also bring about a fierce sense of compassion and give you a powerful drive if you use it with that intention. Cacao is a very much more adaptable plant than many others, and its core frequency is that of the heart. So whatever your heart is guided to do, cacao can be there with you to go there.
I see. Oh, this is fascinating. Thank you so much. And just what I was talking about previously, might this be a useful ally for me to help with the crying and the sadness in my pranayama?
Yes, though know that as you're opening your brain into neuroplastic states already through the pranayama, when you combine it with the mushrooms, they again are getting another degree of amplification.
Okay.
So it's, in a sense, a way of having an accelerated process while using less plant substance to get there, though understand how powerful it is. And we would say not to take the mushrooms and do the breath work at the same time, but you can take the mushrooms afterwards.
Okay. Thank you so, so much, Pleiadians.
Oh, thanks. Thanks to you as well.
Gratitude and unconditional love. Thank you.
Oh, yes, our unconditional love to you as well.
Pleiadians, thank you for coming in. I wanted to ask a similar question. If I take ashwagandha or any Indian herbs or moringa, does it help me in my diet? And do I need to take it every day?
It does help you with your diet in different ways. Ashwagandha is a nervous system tonic in itself, and it helps reduce stress in your body while balancing out the other hormones. It also has a detoxifying effect that can clear some of the toxins from your body. It supports the digestive system and has many different effects. As a very powerful and versatile plant, it is something that will help you to take every day, and there is no need to ever stop taking it. Do you need to take it every day? Well, that's up to you. If you find yourself becoming stressed out too regularly, then yes, we would say to take it every day, but also know that the plant cannot fix the cause of your stress. It can help you adapt, as it is an adaptogen. And sometimes, even in following the path of your heart's passion, you do encounter episodes and periods of time where there is greater stress. However, it's also very possible that sometimes stress comes from making decisions and taking paths in life that are not necessary. And the stress is a sign that something you're doing or not doing is not compatible with your truest path of excitement. So make sure that you never use external substances as a mask to cover up what you're feeling, because what you're feeling is sometimes indicating that you need to be making different choices. As for the plant moringa, it is highly nutrient dense. It allows your body to assimilate more nutrients, and it does also have a detoxifying effect. It's a plant that you can take all the time. And again, do you need to take it all the time? It depends how nutrient dense your diet is otherwise. If you are getting many nutrients in, you might not need to take it all the time, though if you're unsure about that, then it won't hurt you to take all the time.
Thank you, Pleiadians.
Oh, thanks you.
The stress that like people cause in our life, either through like misunderstanding, causing chaos, or not understanding our feelings, are they meant to challenge us, or is it a choice? Like, are there any pre-negotiable things why certain people come to us and challenge us to our core, emotionally or mentally? I thank you.
Many times this happens through a soul agreement. For example, before incarnating, souls choose the family they incarnate into for the purpose of their growth, knowing that the process might not be easy or simple. There is some benefit for the purpose of the individual soul. Yet the soul level is very different than the level of the mind and body. And so you don't contain that conscious memory of why you made that choice. And it does not mean that you made that choice so as to endure patterns of abuse, neglect, or other sorts of negligence from others for the duration of your life. Actually, you more often choose to have those experiences, to transform those experiences through changing your personal beliefs, actions, and words so that you can have different sorts of relationships. People challenge you for different reasons. And sometimes you are challenged because they are making you confront your own negative beliefs. But that is a rarer sort of phenomena that usually comes from making good connections. The people who challenge you in a positive way are people who challenge you to become a better version of yourself. And we sense that you're speaking more of people who are challenging you by violating your boundaries or by not being totally kind and caring. And in these circumstances, it's very important to recognize that you don't need to always tolerate this behavior. Oftentimes, when people are behaving in this way, it's an invitation for you to either change the relationship or take space from the relationship. Many people grow up in families that don't consider their individual autonomy and their personal freedom. And when one grows up in this way, they don't learn how to value themselves and value their own positive feelings and sense of self-love and freedom. So they might find themselves in relationships in which other people continue to violate their boundaries. And if this is the case, you need to come to recognize that you are not a doormat for others, and there's no reason for you to allow other people to hurt your feelings or put pressure on you. The first steps are in learning how to communicate when something doesn't feel good and something feels like a violation or a threat. And as you communicate this with others, then you have the choice to take space in the relationship or figure out a way to make these relationships more respectful. This is a delicate process that takes place over long periods of time, especially if there are many people who might behave in this way. It's important to recognize that you don't owe anybody anything, and that the best exchanges of energy come from an individual's feeling towards wanting to share of themselves and give their energy. So start by honoring yourself and honoring your feelings and considering how can these relationships play out in a way that makes me feel good? What would make me feel better? What would make me feel safe? What would make me feel loved? What would make me feel powerful and capable of making my own choices without other people interfering in the process?
Thank you, Pleiadians, and thank you for your energies.
Oh, and thanks to you as well.
Nobody?
Pleiadian Council.
Oh, hello,
Yes,
yes.
I would like to ask.
All right.
My question is, how would you define power of will?
Will is connected with your choice. When you will something to be, you make a choice and you take actions. So will is the choice of action. When you have great willpower, you choose to act powerfully.
So it also includes overcoming some resistance.
Power coming from resistance. It depends what you mean by resistance. Because you use this word in different ways.
And can you expand?
So you might have an internal resistance, and this resistance gets in the way. You might resist your own feelings. You might resist accepting certain circumstances that are out of your control. You might resist a feeling within you that needs to be processed. And remember that resistance and insistence go hand in hand. It is an act of resistance in a negative way to insist on a particular outcome. Now, resisting in a other sense is used in your interpersonal relationships. And it's still possible that you resist a positive change that somebody is suggesting. Yet resistance is also used in terms of resisting negative actions that others are taking on you. This is also used in a collective sense when it comes to your political movements of resistance. You are resisting the violent acts of the oppressor. And so in personal relationships, when other people behave as oppressors, your resistance to their imposition of their will is generally a positive thing.
Back to decision making.
Yes.
How much effort is, or first of all, how would you define effort?
Effort is energy expended, whether it is mental energy or physical energy. Even meditating requires the effort of focus.
And expanded, it means that I put it out of my body.
Yes. But not necessarily it goes out of your body, but you use your body as a way of exerting your power. So effort can tire your body, but it's not as if you're making energy go. You're simply sending your body back into a cycle of rest so that it can recuperate and build back up the will to engage again. Just like night and day, your body goes through active and passive cycles through the degree to which you expend effort.
So, how much effort is it's healthy to overcome some challenges when I do some decision?
Can you expand upon that?
When I want to do some activities, but I feel strong resistance in my belief. So I wonder how much do I need to push with my will to overcome this resistance, or should I choose a simpler path or more?
So first of all, direct your efforts into understanding why is this resistance there? Because resistance can also be a way of protecting yourself. And not every time that you feel resistance to doing something is it bad. If you walk up a mountain and get to a cliff, you'll have resistance to jumping off the cliff because you're not supposed to. So you have to consider as well, why am I resisting? Am I resisting because it is unsafe for me to take this action? Or am I resisting only because I believe it is unsafe? So there's a great power that comes in diminishing your resistance through uncovering and processing your beliefs ahead of time. Yet at the same time, you will only fully overcome your fears by developing the energy of courage and doing something that you're afraid of despite the fear. So we would say it's a situational, case by case sort of a thing here, that you need to assess your resistance and see if there's any validity to it, or if it's simply a belief system causing you to delay and postpone an action that you are truly passionate about. And then when you can get in touch with your passion, really the energy of passion ought to be powerful enough that you can muster up the courage. If you can bring your focus and direct it towards your passion and your excitement, it should give you a rise of courage that allows you to overcome the fear and enact what you feel like doing despite the resistance.
Right. Thank you very much. Another thing I would like to ask you. And these days, I work from home most of the time.
All right.
How or how the society would change or has changed with this work in distance working, or what's your take on this, and what how this work will work environment will look like in the future?
This is very different for every person. Some people find that within the comforts of their home, they have a greater ability to focus, while others find themselves more distracted at home. Some people who enjoy this experience get to have more of a sense of personal freedom and autonomy, and it allows them to go deeper into their work. While for others, being at home creates a greater sense of isolation. And the work environment and the presence of coworkers is something that strengthens their ability to connect with their work and do it well. So it's a case by case phenomena as well. And the future of your work is in essentially people being guided by their passion of their work. It's in people choosing to do work that enlivens their passion, or at least choosing to work in ways that strengthens their passion. Of course, this will not happen overnight, though there is now a corrupt hold of the elite on the masses. And so many of your jobs are not generally satisfying for the people working them, and are only jobs essentially because elite forces demand labor in certain areas and not others. And as AI and as automated machines replace certain jobs, there will be a greater need for there to be different ways of people of obtaining money and living their lives. So there is much that will change, and we would say that your world is going to be very volatile and erratic through the years of the massive transformation that is taking place. And it is impossible to give general areas on all themes like work, because all fields are going to go through their own unique changes. All workforces are going to go through their own unique changes, as are all countries.
And I believe that reducing the work time that is occurring in some position, it allows people to focus more on their passion, right?
Yes, it's absolutely necessary that this happens, because you don't have enough time to take care of all of the aspects of your life that matter to you and focus on your passion and take care of your bodies and still work the same absurd hours that demand that you work. So one thing that will be very helpful in changing the way that your world works is by communicating these ideas more frequently. It's been said that nobody wants to work anymore, and we say nobody should want to work. It's been said that you need to unionize, and we absolutely agree. You ought to be unionizing, and you ought to be propagating a sense of disdain for the elite and the ways that they oppress the masses. And the more people are on board with these trains of thought, the more that you will be able to change the way that work and the workforce operate.
So work will become more fun and
Yes.
enjoyment.
But you have to make it fun in the moment in order to get there.
Yes. And my last question is there any important update on economy status?
Well, what's taking place now with the total assault in Palestine is going to have far-reaching implications for the US dollar in the future. And that will affect the world economy.
Any time schedule or prediction
Next
you
year.
may say? Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
We are fantastic, and you?
Very good. Thank you for this transmission.
Yes.
I have a curiosity question. Where do you guys get your information from? Like, what do you tap into, and can we do it ourselves?
We have a collective consciousness. So that means that all beings from our world share a sort of universal mind that we have access to. And so as our kind discovers more information, we all gain access to that information. And because you, as individual beings, also have Pleiadian connections, that means that you can tap into the Pleiadian collective consciousness. You can tap into the collective consciousness of other extraterrestrial groups that you might have connection with, like the Arcturians and the Syrians and the hybrid beings. And as well, these collective consciousness forces connect with source. And source consciousness allows us to understand more metaphysical laws. So while information about other far reaches of the galaxy and things taking place in certain worlds can come to us through the collective consciousness fields, the metaphysical laws are things that we learn through understanding source consciousness. And because you yourself are also an aspect of source, you coming to know source consciousness gives you access to information on such metaphysical laws.
And how would I go about obtaining information in meditation, or is there some techniques you recommend?
Meditation absolutely helps because it allows you to tap into states of consciousness in which information integrates and you are able to go into higher states of processing cognitively all of the information that has already been introduced to you. And as well, what's most important is the formula. It's acting on your passion to the best you can without insistence on an outcome. Because again, this leads you to go into that gamma brainwave state that is associated with channeling and is associated with peak athletic, artistic, and intellectual performance. And it makes you capable of processing high levels of information. And it also opens you up to a multidimensional state in which information that was not before known to you is understood instantaneously. And so to go into the state of flow and let your heart guide you in such a deep way is crucial in order for you to be able to access these states of consciousness.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Something more? And we would say as well, in order to deepen into this, consider the states that you've already had in which you have gotten downloads, in which you've spontaneously received information. For many, this happens in meditation. It happens in creating art. It happens in going for a run or exercise. It happens when you shower. It happens when you completely let go into the present moment and you allow for yourself to act in an almost automatic way, not because you're zoning out, but because you're so zoned in that you enter into a flow. In this completely zoned in state, all of the distractions that are often clouding your mind disappear, and your innate telepathic ability becomes activated. You start to know things that you didn't know before. You start to get ideas that seem far-reaching and connect all of the information that has been presented to you. You start to see things from a zoomed out big picture perspective. This is why it is so important that you learn how to enter into these flow states. Open yourself to this concept more. Practice entering the flow state. And the more that you live your life in this way, the more that you will gain access to information that before seemed inaccessible.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll practice into that. I appreciate your
great.
guidance.
Oh, great thanks and our appreciation to you as well.
If there isn't anyone else in the room who wants to speak, there are some questions in the Zoom chat, but please speak
All
up.
right.
Okay. Question. I need to put my things in order after moving into a new apartment, but I keep putting it off. Is this simply because I'm too lazy? How can I organize the remaining luggage in the current situation without having stress?
Because I'm too lazy is a very self-defeating attitude. It doesn't cultivate a very positive and loving relationship with yourself. But many people get convinced of this. And we would say it is not true. Action happens when there's motivation. And so sometimes you have to maneuver your mind in ways that helps you to become more motivated. How can you look at this task as something exciting? Can you frame it in a way in which you see the reward in doing it? You will not become motivated to do something that has no reward. You cannot become excited about doing something that is not innately rewarding. And your mind will always gravitate towards what is the most rewarding task. So you have to open yourself to why is it rewarding to organize your things. It's rewarding because once it's done, you stop thinking about it. It's rewarding because once it's done, you stop berating yourself for not having done it. It's rewarding because your space becomes a mirror representative of your mind. And when there's clutter in your space, it represents clutter in your mind. And by allowing yourself to create this order, you create also a sense of mental order. So there's many ways that you can view it as rewarding. And one thing that is crucial in being able to organize your mind is slowing down and entering into meditative states. One of the reasons why many of you lack motivation is because you constantly surround yourself and occupy your mind with very rewarding activities that don't require a lot of effort. Like you're scrolling, like watching short videos on your phone, like playing video games, and so on and so forth. You give yourself this reward that is easy to access and keeps you distracted and keeps you in a sort of downward flow that diminishes your motivation for doing anything else. And it's very important that you pay attention to, especially the way that you rise from bed. Do you immediately start rewarding yourself with something distracting? Or do you focus on something challenging but rewarding? Doing things like your morning practice of meditation or a mind-body practice like yoga or qigong allows you to put yourself in the driver's seat of your life and not get hijacked by distracting activities. It sets your brain up so that you come to focus on greater effort, greater reward activities, and don't get sucked down a loop of activities that give you reward but leave you feeling drained and keep you distracted and unable to focus on things like unpacking. So open your mind to this and consider that it perhaps might be related to the condition that they describe in your world as attention deficit syndrome, and allow yourself to consider that, yes, as we don't encourage anyone to take the pharmaceutical route for dealing with such things, but we do encourage you to know that sometimes your brain might be oriented a certain way because of the constant reward and distraction that you choose. And you are not helpless to this. It starts with the choices that you make and how you focus your attention. Are you lazy, though? No, no one is innately lazy. People have simply made choices that deprive them of their intrinsic motivation.
Thank you, Pleiadians, for that answer. There's another question in the Zoom chat. I have written some songs with the intention of inspiring people to wanting to put love and freedom first and be excited about speaking out and standing up to those who promote fear and control. I want to record them to be shared all over, playing to a live audience, and would love your feedback on what difference it could make if it's an audience I have shared my intention with beforehand, and who loves the idea versus playing them for random people. Thank you.
We would say explore both ideas, explore all of the potentials. You might find yourself presenting this music to people in many different ways, though there is definitely a great power in your own power of exchanging ideas with words that are not a song, with explaining and giving a great presentation, of using language to convey deep meaning to people. So it's very possible that having an accompanying lecture along with the songs could be very helpful and help people to see the deeper meaning in the music.
Thank you, Pleiadians. Is there anyone else in the Zoom room who would like to ask a question? If not, there's some YouTube
All right.
questions in the chat. Okay. Hi, when When I first wore my health geranium necklace and bracelet, I felt my blood flow speeding up. As I wear it every day, I don't feel anything. How do you help my body condition? How do these help my body condition?
You may have become accustomed with vibration, which is something that happens with many of these sort of objects and permission slips. So you would say take it off for a day or two and put it back on and see if you notice the shift. As sometimes when your body is constantly inundated with a certain vibration, you don't have as much of an effect from it.
Thank you. The same person has another question. I trust your channeling information so much, but my wife is not interested. Is she taking completely a different life path than me? How can I understand my wife's spiritual perspective well?
It's all right that you don't share every interest. It's all right that you have differing perspectives and views. The important part is to find the common ground. What beliefs do you share? What values do you share? And where do your hearts come together? If you focus on the differences only, you will further the gap between you. So don't allow that to become something that hinders you from creating that deep sense of connection. You may find that even with people who have totally different views, you have a common ground. And allowing yourself to focus on the common ground is what will allow for that understanding of the interconnection of all beings and the oneness of all beings to become apparent in your world. So make sure that you are aware of differences, yes, but don't focus on them so much as you diminish the sense of connection, as it is connection and the expansion of love that is going to bring about the greatest healing and awareness for your whole world and for you as individuals.
Thank you, Pleiadians. There's a few more questions. Would you like to hear them, or you let me know?
As long, oh yes, let's go for it.
Okay. Let's see. How can I attract my Yael children to come visit me?
Reach out to them. State your intention clearly and remember your intention every day. Ask for a permission slip that helps you to remember this intention every day. It might be a symbol, a crop circle, an image of the Yael, or something that is akin to their vibration. It might be something that you yourself receive in meditation, or it might be something that other guides have shared. Print it out and keep it on your wall and somewhere where you see it often. Make it your phone background. Make it something that constantly reminds you of focusing on this intention and call upon them in meditation. Most importantly, follow your excitement and follow the formula. Let yourself raise in frequency, as this will make you more vibrationally compatible with receiving transmissions from them. The telepathic connection with them will emerge first and will help you to receive more information from them. And the information that you receive from them will further your quest in opening yourself to contact.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
One more question. I'm trying to remain positive, but I'm around many negative people. How do people remain positive, clear the negative that toxifies my space?
If there is no way to gain physical space from negative people, then one powerful thing to do is visualize a bubble of light around you. Visualize this bubble of light 3 feet around your aura and intend that the bubble of light cleanses your energy and protects you from negative energy. At the same time, visualize a connection that goes through your entire body directly into the earth and into the center of the galaxy. And this channel of light is bringing in positive healing energy from the earth and from the universe and allowing you to drain out any negative energy that comes up in response to your environment. Know that you must take energetic boundaries. Know that their feelings are not your feelings. And know that as much as you do try to do this, there are sometimes moments in which this energy might affect you. Do not respond to the negativity with more negativity. So don't complain about their problems and the way that they show up. Instead, state positive things to them and do your best to bring positive energy into the space. At the same time, don't make yourself open to becoming victimized by their negative energy. If you find yourself in conversations that are bullying or domineering, take a step away. It's okay to say, I don't have time to connect with you right now, or I don't like the way that you're making me feel right now, and I'm going to take a step away. As much of the time as you can, spend time in nature and in places apart from this energy so that you can refresh and rejuvenate yourself. We wouldn't suggest to anyone to live in a space with other people who are negative. The best and most important thing that you can do is always to take up physical space from negative energy and surround yourself with positive and nurturing influences.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Those are all the questions in both chats at the moment. Thank you.
All right. Well, we thank you very much for sharing.
I wanted to ask one more question, Pleiadians. How do I know that I have a connection with you? What do I call for? How do I pray?
Do you feel a connection with our energy?
Yes, with Dante, I do feel that he has a very pure energy. And when you speak.
Then it is likely that you have some connection with us. Though you can deepen into that connection by in your meditation practice of calling upon us. Visualizing a connection from your heart to the galactic center, where source consciousness and the galactic council transmit energy from. Feel this energy moving through your body and visualize a powerful light and intend for a powerful vibration of love to move through you. This can help you deepen in your connection. Though we would say to all of you, if you feel a connection with particular galactic energies, it's most likely that you have a connection.
Do the Pleiadians resonate to a particular stone or a light or a certain thing that we can find on Earth?
The color vibration most closely associated with our world is turquoise, light blue. So stones of this color have a particular affinity for our world. One such stone could be Larimar. Also, all extraterrestrial consciousness is accelerated, or your access to it, rather, is expanded through stones that come from space. These are tektites, as they have been charged by their movement across space. They help you to strengthen your connection to that which is beyond. By having this physical artifact that has traveled through space, you can be reminded that space is just as much inside as it is out there. So yes, these stones can help you very much as well.
Thank you. Does it mean that when I'm talking to you and you're talking to me, because this is my first time talking to a Pleiadian, is there an equal exchange of energy? Like, can you feel my energy and other people in the room?
Yes.
And does it benefit us all that are in the room to talk to you and feel your energy? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. It's a co-creation. It's an exchange of energy done with the intention of expanding all and returning all onto that source consciousness. So for this reason, it is greatly beneficial. And we also receive insight and understanding through the mirror reflections you offer us, which help us to connect deeper with the source as well.
Thank you, Pleiadians.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
One last thing I want to ask, like sometimes I get very vivid dreams, and I'm sure most people here do. Does it have any significance? Like I can hear and remember almost all my conversations very well when I dream.
it means that you're receiving deeper messages, and that oftentimes in your dreams you're exchanging energy and insight with other people around you. Oftentimes these exchanges are taking place on a soul level without you even fully recognizing and realizing it. And your dreams can be that place for you to gain that insight.
Like once I saw for lack of a better word, a UFO, and it was like a rainbow color. Do you think that these actually exist, like a rainbow color spaceships? Do they really exist? It seemed very interdimensional, and it didn't seem like an object. It seemed more like an energy body, but it definitely had a shape of a UFO.
Yes. There are both physical ships and there are light ships. The light ships are interdimensional. While they do have a physical correspondence in some realm, they are images that are presented to you when you reach a certain vibrational frequency. And they are messages reminding you that the connections you're making across time and space to multidimensional realms are real and valid.
So what type of ships were they? Were they Pleiadians?
They were Arcturian phenomena.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, so much for being here.
Great. Thanks to you as well. Yes. All right, let's conclude with meditation. It's been a little while. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths in and out of your body. Bring your focus to your heart center and feel your heart as a brilliant and bright light that's vibrating, immense energy that travels all around your body. With each breath in and out, this light grows brighter and stronger and travels around your body, creating a luminous egg-shaped aura. Visualize from your heart center great roots of light, like roots growing out from a tree. Go down and out through the soles of your feet and through the base of your spine into the earth. See these roots of light wrapping around crystals, minerals, and metals and minerals through the earth, going down through the deeper layers of the earth, through all of the water under the earth's surface, through the natural gases beneath the earth's surface, through the lava beneath the earth's surface, to the solid core of the planet. Feel the center is vibrating, is pulsating, an immense and powerful energy. This is the heartbeat of the earth that is sustaining your life in all moments. This heartbeat of the earth vibrates through all of the layers of the earth. Feel it now coming up from the earth's center and resonating at the core of your being. Your whole body beginning to vibrate with the earth's core vibration. Visualize this deep, solid energy of the earth flowing up through your roots and traveling through your feet, through your legs, up through the base of your spine, through your torso and abdomen, spanning out through your chest and arms, traveling upwards through your neck, chin, face, and all through your head to the very top. See a brilliant channel open at the top of your head. Visualize this channel traveling all the way up to the center of the galaxy. Feel here from the center of the galaxy an immense shower of cosmic light come down. The shower is multidimensional energy connected to source consciousness and connected to all of the realms. Allow this energy to travel very rapidly and reach your head. Feel the energy moving through your head, moving through your crown chakra, and flowing down through all of the layers of your body, energizing the cells, invigorating them with the cosmic light. Feel the energy pass through your face and into your neck, through your chest and out through your arms, through your abdomen, through your torso, and down, out through your legs, completing the circuit. So this galactic energy then pours out through your feet into the earth. The earth energy, just as much, still reaches out from your feet and out through your head. Feeling these energies invigorate you, enliven you, and fill you with life. Returning your awareness onto your heart as you feel these energies circulating through your being. And we invite you to visualize yourself on a beautiful hilltop that is a red rock formation in a desert. And you see before you a flat field, many rocks, cacti. It is before sunrise. It's completely dark. Yet there's enough pre-dawn light. You can see clearly. Gaze at the horizon and visualize the horizon gradually change and the colors morph. Allow yourself to see in the horizon the bands of color. From where the rising sun is about to come, there's a deep reddish color. It fades to orange as it rises up. There's even a yellow, the green streak. It's very subtle before the sky opens up to blue. So you gaze to that horizon. Feel that connection take place. Through the visual connection, the internal spectrum of the rainbow, the colors connected with your chakras activate. And this rise of the sun represents this shift of consciousness. Through many cycles, energy circulates through your entire body. As you wake up and fall asleep, as you realize something, and as you break an old habit, the energy must process through each of your chakra centers. And this rebirth of the sun is the reconstruction of yourself. Each day, it's a new sun in a new part of the galaxy. Each day, it's a new you. As the sun comes to rise, feel the energy rise from your root chakra up through the rest of your body and cycle back down as it reaches your crown chakra. Feel waves of energy moving up and down your body at your own pace. Today, like every day, I'm born anew. Today, like every day, I'm shifting through cycles. I'm creating a new experience for myself with my words and actions. Each word and action is an opportunity to rebirth myself through subtly shifting my own patterns of belief thought. Every moment is this opportunity. Every moment is this rebirth. Every moment is something new, and every moment is eternal. And there are these certain portals of transformation that allow you as souls that greater potential to be birthed. And this is why gazing upon the sunrise, sunsets, is not just a moment to take in the beauty of life. It is a moment of honoring transition, of honoring change as the only constant of your experience. As you move through change, you become a new version of yourself. The same soul transforms to become a new person. Every change is like its own entire sunrise or sunset. It's a move from one cycle to the next. Pay attention to all of the symbols of change and transformation as you go through your life. When you walk through doors, when you use methods of transportation, when you start and finish something, change is good, but are you aware of what change is happening? Honoring change as complete transformation of your being and as a connection to the beyond will allow you to make sure that you remember that each change is complete change, that each transition brings you into a new space. And while it may seem as if certain patterns repeat, you are recreating the patterns. And by interrupting the patterns, you create a new version of yourself. Our love and thanks and appreciation to all of you for co-creating this moment of your time, for integrating these energies, and for participating in your planet's ascension process by growing yourself and letting love and passion guide you. Our great thanks and unconditional love to all of you, and we wish you a fantastic rest of your day. All right, wow.
Thank you, Dante. It was very beautiful.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here and participating, everybody. Love.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dante. It was really helpful to all of us.
Oh, you're so welcome. I appreciate you being here too.
Dante, one thing I wanted to ask you, like if, like, you know how other people like do live sessions, there the dollar amount shows up and then we can like make donation rather than going on the website and me trying to find out the link. Are you able to do it on your side so we can donate, like if I'm able to only donate like $2 or $5, like can I donate like for asking a question or some simple way to do it than going on the website?
I don't know how to do the donations through.
When you start the session, can you put the link directly under the Zoom link and put in the link there saying this is how you get to the page?
Yeah, I actually do that. I put DanteStarshine.com in the Zoom page. I don't know why the internet is not loading anything today. Is my website not working? Is my website broken?
Okay, I'll try to find
It's loading this website.
Direct link. Because I do feel grateful to you, but I didn't know how to like just get there to the very point where it says donate because I'm not very good with internet either.
Yeah. Okay.
Your website's working.
So here's how.
It's working.
Okay. I don't know why my connection isn't working.
No.
So this is another way of going there, is putting in this PayPal.
Yeah, that's the way I do it anyway. PayPal, and it works perfect for me. So I would suggest for all of you, it's very easy.
Yeah,
Just
PayPal.
So it should paypal.me/Dante11. That work? There we go. That shows you Dante.
Oh, I can do it this way. Thank you, Monica, as well.
Oh, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it was in Spanish, of course. And you just hit send, and well, then you have to be logged in. So you still have to have a PayPal account, unfortunately, but I think that's something that a lot of people have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for some reason it's not loading my website on my device today, but DanteStarshine.com does have the contact/book a session page with other ways to donate and to book sessions. And yeah,
I just
working
put,
with me and sharing this content with others is the best way to support. What were you going to say?
sorry, I just put your link in the chat.
Oh, cool. Thanks
It's
so much.
it's a live link, so everyone
Thank
can
you.
get it. It does work.
Appreciate that. Yay.
Yay.
And yeah, sharing this with people who might be interested is a big help too. And I feel like in the future, I'm going to do bigger pushes on social media to get this content out there, but it's not been as easy as it was in the past. Right now, I'm in like the midst of writing. So that's the other thing is I have 2 channeled books out there that I definitely encourage for those who are very much interested in the channeling work. There, one of the books is really quite long and has so much information that you can keep coming back to again and again. The guidebook to Living Love on Earth. But I'm working on some more personal projects that are about a more Dante human level perspective on the awakening process and aspects of our world. And that's been taking a lot of time. I also have written other things that are more memoir style. This is something I've always been good at and very passionate about. It's taken me into a very deep, one-pointed focus for a period of time. And after that, I have so much more to share just beyond these live stream sessions. And to also have the focus to be able to get it to more people. But even when I do get to more people, the most powerful way is for people who enjoy it and benefit is to spread it to and let other people know. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this session a lot. I'm curious how everybody's feeling and how they experience it.
Also, Dante, I see a lot of your sessions that I went back on YouTube, they're about astrology. So you think on your personal perspective, like the sun, moon, and the alignment does play a big role in our lives?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Though it doesn't get rid of our free will. Like, I don't, and that's one thing that I think sometimes with astrology, people get a little bit mixed up that astrology is, it's like a mere reflection of the reality of what's happening, but it isn't deterministic. That with any of these positions, there's a lot of room for leeway. And in ancient astrology, there's also an understanding of, you know, certain levels of karma, that some things are fixed karma, some things are kind of fixed karma, and some things are changeable karma. And so personally, I think it's all about the choices that we're making, because even if something can't be changed, we still have the choice in terms of how do we experience it? Do we experience it as a burden, or do we experience it as a lesson? And when we change our own perception about reality, we have a very different experience of reality. And that different experience allows us to have so much more potential to grow and to impact our own lives and other people's lives. But yes, astrology is very real, and it allows us to see ourselves in a very clear light, what our gifts are and what has shaped us and how we can work with that. So I'm a big fan of astrology.
And since you
Good
speak on
astrology.
both of them, you speak on both the Vedic and the new modern one, like which one do you prefer?
At this time, I prefer the Vedic because I've finished a class that has been very focused on that, and so it's kind of fresher in my brain. And also, it is very much more specific in terms of timing, and it seems more complicated, but now that I know it, it's not more complicated, because I think with Western, there's the ability to get very lost on nuances. Whereas with Vedic, I am immediately aware of what is most important and what is having the biggest effect. But I'm also like very much in line with continuing to learn Western and continuing to practice it, because there's so many more people who know that I want to kind of appeal to everybody. And one thing about astrology is as well that in Vedic and in Western, there's more than one chart. So people can get very attached to an identification with, well, I'm this sign, but that's not how astrology works. Like, first of all, you have some 9 or like 15 planets, depending on who you're working with. And then you have many charts where those planets are switching different signs across charts. So I don't like pop astrology. I don't like the astrology that most people know when they talk about, oh, I'm this sign, so I'm this way. There is some level of truth to it, but people start to think that they know more than they actually know. But the bigger problem is that people become very identified with their sun sign in a way that doesn't give them an accurate sense of what astrology is, nor an accurate sense of who they are as people, because they're way more complex than one sun sign and one system of astrology in one chart. There's many charts, there's many signs.
Oh, thank you for dismantling me, Dante. Because I totally think like, oh, I'm a Leo, I'm supposed to behave like this. Oh, I'm a cusp of Virgo, so I'm supposed to behave like this. So you spoke like how false how false beliefs I've had throughout my whole life. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is most people when it comes to astrology.
So Dante, but what is your zodiac sign? I want to know. How would you say? Like, if I ask you, what is it?
Scorpio.
So you are if I had to ask you, are you a very intense person? What would you say? Like, how would you define yourself by your star sign, just by looking at your astrology?
I'm pretty intense. Yeah, pretty intense Scorpio. The drive, the passion, I'm not so Scorpio in the sense of like Scorpio being associated with being very secretive. But I am Scorpio in the sense that Scorpio is very deep. Yeah.
Sorry, Dante. Thanks. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carol, for being here.
Love to you.
Have a great day. Much love. Blessings.
Bye.
Thank
Blessings,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. And we love the background a lot. I love this background that you
Dante.
have. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you for being here, Mattei. Yeah, and thank you. I like the background a lot too. I think I'll stick with this one for some time.
Dante, your energy is very beautiful. Whether you're channeling or you're not channeling, like all your energies is very beautiful. So appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Appreciate you too.
Yeah, the same from me. Thank you very much. Everything. Thank you very much to you and the Pleiadians. Thanks for your time, your passion, and everything. Your energy also.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here, Julie.
Thanks to you.
Okay, I guess that's the time. So I hope to catch you all next time. See you next week. And yeah, much love, many blessings, and great joy. And we didn't load the website today because it didn't work, but for those viewing, if you sign up for the email list on DanteStarshine.com, then you can be on the update and constantly informed as to when these sessions are happening. So for now, next week, same time, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye.